Thank you for taking the time to listen to our audiobooks. We hope you like them. And if you do, please leave a like, share, and comment, and please subscribe, as this will help us know that you wish us to make more content. So before we start, safety warnings. Please ensure you're in the upright position. Ensure you are not holding any hot liquids, as spillages may cause burns due to laughing. Also, please refrain from eating, as we don't want to have to call the ambulance due to choking. So anyway, here we go.
Bug Out, Bug Off. Book 1. Narrator. That's me, Nigel Trenton, a self-declared suburban survival guru with a deep distrust of wind turbines and an unhealthy obsession with biscuits.
Chapter 1.
The apocalypse begins at Aldi. They say the end of the world won't come with a bang, but with a barcode error at your local supermarket. And trust me, I've run the simulations. Well, the tactical spreadsheets anyway. One perfectly average Thursday, I was in Aldi, aisle 3, next to the baked beans, when the lights flickered, the till screens went blank, and a child screamed as if someone had just slapped Peppa Pig. That was all the evidence I needed. The great collapse had begun. I abandoned my trolley, full of tactical tins, thank you, and legged it past the frozen waffles. It's happening, I declared to my wife the moment I burst through the door, like a man who'd just dodged a facial recognition camera. She looked up from her tablet, where she was watching a tutorial on crocheting sweaters for rescue goats. What's happening, love? The grid's down, chaos is coming, I'm enacting Protocol Nigel 1. She blinked slowly. Is that the one where you try to live in the shed again? That was only temporarily. This is bigger than last time. This could be the event. She said, sipping her tea. Just remember to take the food waste bin on your way out.
Chapter 2. Tactical Trousers and Other Delusions.
Every prepper has that one pair of trousers. You know the ones. 16 pockets, reinforced knees, zips in places that suggest someone got carried away designing them while watching too many SAS reruns. I slipped into mine like a man dressing for war or a very aggressive game of camping bingo. My multi-tool clanged against a tin of mints. My headlamp, stolen from the car glove box, sat proudly atop my noggin like a miner who'd lost the will to dig. I stepped outside into the drizzle. My garden, normally the kingdom of lawn gnomes and neglected herb beds, had been transformed into my tactical proving ground. Marjorie, my nosy neighbour, spotted me crouching behind the compost bin. "Going somewhere, Nigel?" she asked, clutching her morning gin. "Scouting positions," I replied solemnly. "The grid's down. We have maybe 72 hours before roving gangs start looting Greggs." "Well, they can take the sausage rolls," she muttered. "They're mostly regret in pastry."
Chapter 3. The Garden Shed Stronghold.
My shed is roughly the size of a wardrobe and smells like damp socks and unrealized ambition. But it was mine, and more importantly, it was my bug-out base. Or as I like to call it, HQ Alpha-Delta-Nigel. I had everything I needed: a yoga mat for sleeping, in theory, a box of powdered mash, expiry 2017, but what is time, and a portable stove I once used to make a disastrous curry at Glastonbury. I sat inside, surrounded by tools and cobwebs, contemplating the fragility of society and whether I could survive on nothing but granola bars and raw optimism. At 2 a.m., it rained. At 2:03 a.m., the rain became a metaphor. At 2:05, the roof leaked directly onto my crotch. I abandoned HQ Alpha-Delta-Nigel at 2:07, trousers soaked, dignity questionable. Back inside, I found the wife still watching telly. "So the power's back on, I take it." "Collapse averted?" she asked. "Tactical regroup," I mumbled, removing my trousers. "Kettle's on," she said with a grin.
Chapter 4. Bugging in with Biscuits.
Day 2 of the so-called collapse. Still no visible signs of looting, aside from Barry at number 5 helping himself to my water butt for pressure washing, allegedly. No one was panicking. Except me. Quietly, I decided there and then. If I couldn't bug out, I'd bug in. And bug in hard. I took stock. Food, yes. Water, barrel pending. Morale, somewhere between lukewarm and soggy biscuit. I installed blackout curtains, bin liners and gaffer tape, moved the barbecue under shelter, and wrote an elaborate biscuit inventory for rations. The bourbons were for bartering. The custard creams? Strictly morale. I tried explaining this to my wife. She simply asked if I'd also laminated the biscuit list. Of course, I said. God help us, she muttered, walking into the kitchen.
Chapter 5. The Day the Wi-Fi Died.
No one warns you that the worst part of societal collapse is not the looting, the cold, or the collapse of basic sanitation. It's buffering. The Wi-Fi died at 9:04 a.m. precisely. 1 second I was watching a YouTube video titled 11 Ways to Build a Solar Oven Out of Egg Cartons. And the next, frozen face, spinning wheel, no explanation, just digital purgatory. I looked up from my screen in horror. My wife, seated opposite with her crochet needles and a half-finished goat balaclava, raised an eyebrow. Router gone again? Gone, dead, vaporized by chaos. Try unplugging it, then plugging it back in. That's what they want us to do, I hissed. Survival tip number 14. If unplugging the router doesn't work, the apocalypse has definitely begun. Or BT is throttling your bandwidth again.
Chapter 6. Group Therapy. Nigel joins a prepper club.
It was on day 4 that I found the flyer. Don't die stupid, join the Tinsley Circle. We met in a dim scout hut that smelled faintly of stale ribena and mothballs. The group consisted of Bernard, a man who believed pigeons were listening devices; Tina, a yoga instructor who filtered her water through Himalayan salt lamps; the Tinsleys, who may have been one person cloned twice; and me, Nigel Trenton, tactical visionary and part-time biscuit hoarder. We did a practical skills demonstration. Bernard showcased how to light a fire using chewing gum foil and a car battery. It worked and set off the smoke alarm. Bugging in is the new bugging out, said Tina, sipping her home-brewed kombucha from a thermos labelled goat milk, do not touch. I nodded. I didn't understand half of what she said, but it felt right. Footnote: every prepper group has one member who believes they can charge a Kindle using beetroot juice and positive vibes.
Chapter 7. Layers, Not Lasers. The Real Leap Plan.
Tina introduced us to the concept of LEAP, Layered Evacuation and Adaptability Plan. Think of it as concentric circles of survival, she said. Each ring determines how far your knickers get stretched. Layer 1, stay put. Layer 2, go to your cousin's caravan in Norfolk. Layer 3, move in with the Tinsleys, not advised. Layer 4, into the woods with a spork and a dream. I went home and scribbled my own LEAP. Stage 1, hide under duvet. Stage 2, ration custard creams. Stage 3, trade bourbon creams for intel. Stage 4, regret everything. Survival. Tip number 27. A good leap plan includes flexibility, redundancy, and the ability to escape without getting your foot caught in a patio chair.
Chapter 8. The Great Bug-Out Bag Purge.
My bug-out bag, lovingly packed over the weeks, now looked less like a survival kit and more like I was running away to join an eccentric circus. Contents included a wok, a water filter shaped like a duck, 17 AA batteries, 1 torch, a small camping mirror for signaling or self-loathing. My wife came in as I was sorting it all out. What's this pile? Useless gear. What's that pile? Slightly less useless gear. And the third pile? Morale items. She picked up a tin of rice pudding. Critical. Footnote: bug-out bags should be like a well-curated dating profile, honest, practical, and unlikely to contain a wok.
Chapter 9. Dogs, Duct Tape, and Dad Moves.
Marjorie asked if I could watch her dog Brutus while she attended a spiritual resilience retreat. A gin cruise, judging by the brochure. Brutus was a beast, part Labrador, part sofa. He disapproved of my tripwire tests, ate my dried beef jerky, and chewed through my emergency tarp. At one point, he triggered a dummy alarm I'd set up with tin cans and string. Instead of defending the perimeter, he sat on it. Survival tip number 42. If your dog eats your emergency rations, he is no longer part of the team. He's the threat. Still, he did alert me to one major weakness in my home defense setup. Everything.
Chapter 10. The Real Survival Skill, Admitting You're Wrong.
After 10 days of biscuit rations, backyard drills, and more than one conversation with a pigeon I suspected was judging me, I came to a stark conclusion. I was not Bear Grylls. I was not even Bear Grylls' bin man. What I was prepared enough. Enough to survive. Enough to pivot. Enough to laugh when things got silly instead of scream when things got serious. At the final Prepper Club meeting, I stood up and delivered the truth. We're not lone wolves. We're slightly feral Labradors with broadband addictions and too many water filters. And that's okay. Everyone applauded, even Bernard. Well, he grunted. My wife met me outside the hut. She handed me a cuppa. So bugging out? Bug off, I said. Final tip, if you make it through without eating your morale biscuits, you're ready. If not, well, hopefully they were chocolate-coated.
Thank you for taking the time to listen to our audiobook, Bug Out, Bug Off. If this story moved you, if it made you pause, reflect, or feel a little more human, we'd love it if you'd leave a like, share it with someone, and drop a comment. It means more than you know.